I was driving 3 hours for a 2 hours job, and I called it commitment. I called it dedication, called it what professionals do. This is episode 4 and the final of the 4 trap series. And today we are talking about the burnout cycle, the trap that hides behind everything that looks like hard work. That's what we get to talk about in today's video. Because there's been 4 episodes, 4 patterns that's been keeping capable interpreters stuck. And if you haven't already watched episode 1, 2, or 3 yet, the links are in the description. Go back and start there. And do make sure that you have also downloaded the free Interpreter Identity Audit so that you get to find out which of this trap is yours. As this is the finale, let's make this one count. Let's begin. So when I started out as a interpreter, I would say yes to everything. Everywhere in the UK, any time of the day, any subject, any setting. I mean, 3 hours for a drive for 2 hours booking. The journey there and back was more exhausting than actually interpreting itself. And I kept going because here's what scarcity mentality sounds like. I better take it because there might not be another one. Better take it because the competition is fierce. I better take it because I'm going away soon. I better take it because I need to prove that I can do this. And I was proving it every single day to everyone except myself. And this carries on. And this is the dangerous thing about the burnout cycle is that it doesn't look like burnout. Do you know what it looks like? Dedication. It looks like commitment. It looks like you're this serious professional, this is what gets done. Interpreting world praises pushing through, always available, never turning work down, right? Building that reputation, I can't say that word. Repetition, no, reputation that I was building it. I said UK wild fast, that. And then from that, going all of UK, I decided, like, you know what, okay, let's just go bring it down to London and the Southeast. And then from London and the Southeast, okay, let's just work through Greater London area. And then from the Greater London area, I started saying, no, let's just do inner London area work. Started taking works for only inner London area. Then I decided, you know what? Anything above the river, that's where. Then it became Central Northwest, like those kind of place. And then it was like, you know what? Zone 124 on the inner tube. From now, that's what I'll do. And now I've just got bus pass. Like wherever this bus pass takes me, that's where I do the work now. Wherever this bus pass takes me, that's it. So my journey started from anywhere in the UK to a bus pass dinner. Bus pass distance now. Like wherever this thing takes me, that's where we're going. And this is a story of what burnout actually costs. And it's not one dramatic moment, but in the slow realization that you have been disappearing while calling it hard work. Right? Then I noticed something. Most of my kids' school meetings and things like that, my testing, I'm just checking, I'm just getting notification of it that my mic is not. Hopefully it works. If not, we get to do this again. I mean, I would started noticing something that most of my kids' meeting, the dad would handle it. Parents' evening, it was always going. Assemblies would be there because I had one job to get to. The little things, dad was there. And I was somewhere on the train coming back so late. three stopped past the exhaustion, just kept going. And that was a moment. It wasn't a breakdown. It wasn't crisis. It was a quiet realization that my children were not going to remember what I was doing out there. They were going to remember who was there for them. And I wanted to be there. So I started making different decisions, not because the work stopped mattering, but because I started mattering too. You know, I started having that realization that, okay, I have to do this for self. And there was another layer to it as well. Taking jobs that did not align with where I was going. I used to do so many specialist work that needed heavy preparation. And then I had the coaching clients on top of that I dealt with. And running a home, and everything was just stacking and stacking. And the exhaustion from it was not just physical, it, but it was also the identity level as well. Because who I was being present for these people, does this work affect where I'm heading? And those two things were not aligned for me anymore. When you are giving your best hours to the work that is pulling you away from the person you are becoming, that's where the deepest burnout lives in. Not just the tiredness, the disconnect, right? That as well. Because nobody just burns out because they were lazy. They burn out because they cared too much and they forgot to include themselves in that care. So the burnout cycle is not about working hard. It's about working from a wrong place, from a scarcity place, from a proving place, from a fear that if I stop, everything will stop. Here's what I know now, and it is the work was always going to be there. Opportunities are always going to come. And if a booking doesn't come through, nobody is telling you that you have failed. Sometimes it's just good rest. You get to recharge, come back fully. Real confidence is not built from survival, exhaustion. It is built from trusting yourself enough to know when to stop. I started treating interpreting work like a 9 to 5. These are my hours, and this is my location. And that's the work I like. I'm not rigid, not inflexible, but intentional. So I started being more present as a parent of evenings, at the assembly, at the dinner table, and coming home so late that my children were already in bed, and not spending the weekend then recovering and then starting the cycle again on Monday. And the language changed too for me. I stopped saying things like, oh, if I take this, then there'll be nothing. And I started saying things like, oh, I get to choose what I take now. See that shift from have to get changes everything. It changes like the perspective as well of how things roll. So before you accept any booking from now on out, ask yourself the question: am I saying yes from abundance? Or am I saying yes from fear? Because there is a difference between choosing to take a job because it generally fits you and what it is you're doing right now, than taking a job because you're afraid of what might happen if you do not. One will build a career and the other one is going to build that cycle. And only you know which one it is in that moment. So we've had 4 episodes, 4 traps We've talked about the avoidance trap, the fear loop, the worthiness wound, and now the burnout circle. Because most interpreters are not struggling because they are not good enough. They're struggling because one of these four patterns is running quietly in the background, influencing every decision they make. And the first step is always the same: awareness. Because you cannot change what you have not yet made, right? And if any of these four episodes landed for you, go ahead and download the free interpreter identity audit. Because what will happen, it will show you exactly which trap is most active for you right now, which pattern is having the biggest impact in how you think, feel, and show up. The link is in the description box below. Completely free. Go and find your pattern because awareness is where everything begins. And once you know, you get to decide what to do with it. I am Nene, and we do this every single day. Remember that your voice matters and it is your time. Bye.